The moment Karen shoved her face inches from mine and screamed, "That's my son's inheritance!" I realized she had completely lost her mind. Because not only was she claiming my legally purchased, un-50-year-old cabin mansion as family property, she didn't even know the truth about who actually owned the valley before anyone in her family ever existed. And it all started the day I finished restoring the old cabin, turning the collapsed timbers into a stunning historical mansion with polished cedar beams and stonework that made the entire hillside glow at sunset. And I was exhausted but proud, standing on my porch when Karen marched up with her son acting like they were royalty inspecting their estate, and she yelled that her great-grandfather built this land, which was hilarious because I had the entire chain of title documented from 1873 to now, and her family name appeared exactly 0 times, but she kept ranting, telling me to hand her the keys because her son needed his inheritance unlocked. And when I calmly refused, she snapped, calling the HOA, police, the county recorder, anyone who would listen, screaming that I had stolen her legacy. And the next morning she tried to trespass with a tape measure, claiming she was surveying her ancestral home until she slipped on my newly oiled porch screaming like she'd been shot. And that's when I finally brought out the thick binder of documents, newspaper clippings, and original land deeds showing the cabin wasn't just mine. It had been in my family for 5 generations. Before I sold it during military service, then bought it back after tracking down every missing record. And when I showed her a picture of my great-great-grandfather standing right where she claimed hers lived, her entire expression collapsed into stunned, speechless embarrassment, and her son slowly backed away like he wanted to evaporate from reality. And the HOA, who backed her threats, awkwardly apologized when they learned she had lied about everything, including even living in the neighborhood's original map. And Karen tried one last desperate gasp, saying, but, it feels like ours. And I just smiled and told her, feelings don't hold deeds, courts do. And the neighbors burst out laughing, and from that day she hasn't stepped foot near my fence. And if you want more stories where Karens destroy themselves harder than their own lies, hit that subscribe button.